We now move on to the next part of this session, which is on the sustainability initiative at 1M2M. IoT, when it becomes all pervasive, is some when we have so many sensors out there, we need to worry about how to make this whole system sustainable. So, 1M2M has recently has set up this sustainability initiative, which is being led by Mr. Dale Seed. Dale is also the vice chair of the technical 1M2M technical plenary, and he works at Interdigital. From TSTSI, Mr. Girish Ramachandran, President Asia Pac, Asia Pacific TCS, is leading the initiative. So both Dale and Girish will talk about the 1M2M sustainability initiative. Over to you, sirs.
Thank you, Bindu, and thank you to CDOT and TSTSI for organizing this webinar series, as well as inviting myself and Girish to speak to you all today. So we'll start off, we're running quite a bit behind schedule, so I will just give a very brief overview of the 1M2M Sustainability Initiative, and then I'll turn things over to Girish, and he'll be giving us an overview of some examples of where IoT technology is helping companies and industry meet their sustainability goals. So Bindu, if you could jump to slide 9, I'm going to skip over the intro part, just given the time constraints. If you could take us to slide 9, please.
Yeah, we are at slide 9.
Okay, I'm in the US, so there's quite a bit of lag. I'm not seeing the slides, so I'll just speak to slide 9. I think we saw some good presentations today about some of the background around 1M2M as a standard. What I'd like to speak to you today about is just some of the recent initiative that we've taken within 1M2M to really launch this 1M2M sustainability initiative. And let's take a little bit of a look here around how 1M2M enables sustainability. First off, 1M2M is based on a horizontal architecture. So it's consisting of technologies that can be reused across different use cases. So that principle of build once and apply many times is very applicable to the 1M2M standard and the different verticals that it services. Secondly, as we've heard about in some of the prior talks, the 1M2M toolkit of common services that allows developers to build in a very modular, repeatable, and reusable manner. Again, we can think of reuse here and the importance of reuse. And thirdly, 1M2M enables reuse of legacy brownfield systems together with greenfield systems. So that's a very important topic when it comes to sustainability. We've got a lot of existing deployments out there in the IoT space. We don't want to throw them away. We want to leverage them and then bring them together with new technology. That's a principle that is very well ingrained in the 1M2M architecture and philosophy around interworking. And finally, since 1M2M is a global standard, not a proprietary technology, developers can be assured that they're using best-in-class technology defined by experts in the industry. So they don't have to go off and reinvent and start from scratch, which can take a considerable number of resources, time, energy. So that's a very important aspect of how 1M2M is enabling sustainability. If we go to the next slide, please. So from just continuing on the theme a bit more, 1M2M is integral in several sustainability usage scenarios, especially as we've seen in India in its use within smart cities. That's very important from all different aspects of smart cities, waste management, street lighting, intelligent transport. These are all very much concepts and themes that feed directly into our sustainability goals. 1M2M standard aligns with the core principles of sustainability. We have interoperability, scalability, modularity, and reuse. And it's of course enabling sustainable IoT deployments out there from its energy efficiency principles, looking at how it enables devices to power down, conserve energy without impacting users and applications, as well as reusing legacy systems and the good technologies that they're offering, and bringing together and interworking and creating that ecosystem. If we go to the next slide, please. So a little bit more about the initiative itself within 1M2M. Our objective, a few objectives that we were looking to do here is we were looking to really advocate the important role that IoT has, as well as the 1M2M standard and where it fits in with the IoT ecosystem. This is the reasoning behind launching the sustainability initiative. We also wanted to create a market responsive forum to help promote 1M2M and increase awareness of the good things that we're doing in 1M2M as a standard, making sure that more folks were aware of the standard and the value proposition that it has to offer. We're also looking to recruit new participants into 1M2M, and we wanted to do this in a way that we wanted to go beyond the traditional standardization folks and reach out to various different disciplines, whether it be in government, industry, research and development. We thought this was a good initiative to get those folks more involved in 1M2M. And then we also wanted to identify requirements that may feed into the 1M2M standard and bring those back into the standard to further develop it and enhance it further. So the approach we're taking is we want to demonstrate a strategic commitment to sustainability by forming this dedicated sustainability committee within the standard body. And we also wanted to, within this group, focus on activities like webinars, articles, blogs, tweets, and videos, and get the word out about the role of IoT and how it's very important for sustainability, as well as increase awareness of 1M2M to folks as well. So if we take a quick look at the next slide. This is the work plan that's forming. We formed the initiative back in April, so we're now in July. We're having monthly meetings I'm sorry, are you able to still hear me? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
thanks.
please.
Okay. So we're having monthly meetings. In addition to that, we've got a good head of steam and momentum behind us. We're doing several speaking events. We have some liaison activities going with other like-minded folks and groups in the industry. We have a webinar plan going. We're doing some position papers and white papers, as well as some executive some articles as well. So we have some information at the end of the deck here for you to learn more about the 1M2M Sustainability Initiative. So with that, time is short, so let me turn it over to Girish and give Girish an opportunity as well.
Thanks, Dale. Shushovan, can you go to the next chart, Shushovan? So I'm going to try to make how to make IoT come alive in some of the how organizations are using it to achieve their sustainability goals. So this is my main purpose. I'm going to give you a little bit of context about what we are seeing around the world. Okay. Can you go to the next chart? So the first and foremost thing that we all know is that we are living through the fourth industrial revolution, and we have also seen an acceleration as well as velocity, and the speed of change has been immense. However, what we've also seen is these changes are also reshaping industries and also changing business models. The most important thing, the reason why sustainability is at the core of this is because today every customer and consumer that we are talking about is becoming more and more socially and environmentally conscious. So that is the first thing. Every organization wants to look at their consumer, and they're seeing that the consumers are becoming socially and environmentally conscious. The second one is that there is a lot of regulatory pressure, okay, and investor pressure for sustainability and transparency. So this is another important thing. Regulators are putting a lot of pressure on organizations. And the third one, everybody understands, is that digitization is the way to go. And there is a lot of opportunity in using digitization and how we can make sure that technology is at the center of this whole transformation. Okay. So I'm going to give you some examples of what we are seeing around the world very quickly so that you can see some of these things come alive, whether it's in smart cities or in actually in real life factories and others. Okay. So can you go to the next one, Shobhan? So this is a very interesting experiment that we did here in Singapore. I live in Singapore. So this is we have around as we all know, there is the world is quickly aging, and we are going to be living in a society which is more and more aged. And we decided that is there a way by which we can try to create an IoT based data analytics solution which can actually help people live through their silver years, as they call it. So, and instead of living their silver years in hospitals or in elderly care homes, we decided that is there a way we can convert our own homes to elderly care homes. Okay. So we put together IoT sensors, or this is motion sensors in today at around 200 homes in Singapore, and over the last, and we created an ecosystem of partners, which is purely doctors, nurses, caregivers, all of them in the ecosystem. Okay. And we've had fantastic results. We've had 31 million data points as processed, 90% alert accuracy, which means that people, whenever there is a problem, we are able to identify this. And today we have reached over 170 elderly beneficiaries in Singapore. Can you go to the next one? This is another interesting one. This is a company called Day1 Shipping. They and as you know, this when the ships goes onto the sea, there is a very good likelihood of people sitting across in the outside, not on the sea, but actually on the shore, to see how they can analyze what is happening on board. Okay. So we put together something like 10,000 to 15,000 sensors on board on Day1 Shipping vessels, and we created an integrated IoT platform. What it essentially does is it offers not only predictive maintenance, but it also measures each and every engine. It also measures what has been the carbon production of each and every engine, and if there is a way by which we can save fuel consumption and reducing an environmental footprint. It's a very interesting example of how we have seen this particular solution come to life. Okay. Can you go to the next one? Very interesting again. As we all know, we all look at what is called a digital twin. So this is an interesting example of a leading Japanese conglomerate based in Taiwan. And as you know, this particular this thing is about boilers, and every boiler today, if it goes down one day, the cost of commissioning a boiler and the loss of revenue is $1.5 million per day. Okay. So this particular solution is an interesting thing. We built a digital twin of an entire boiler, and you can actually parameterize each and every input parameter in your iPad, and essentially try to see how you can measure what are the NOx emissions. So today we have something like 2,500 odd sensors with over 10,000 AI-based scenarios to fine-tune boiler to give you the maximum efficiency. It also tells you which part is going to fail, so that essentially we don't make the boiler fail, because as you said, if one day of boiler failing costs $1.5 million. And this particular solution has actually reduced NOx emissions by almost 50%. Okay. Again, significant impact to sustainability. If you go to the next one, this is a very interesting one, which is we had this particular solution in Australia for a leading retailer. You know, Australia produces a lot of strawberries, and many a times 50% of the food which comes in from a strawberry farm by the time it reaches your table is lost, because you don't have the same freshness. And what if we put sensors on the strawberries at the time it is plucked, so that you ensure that through the entire supply chain, you are able to create the same moisture as well as all the parameters to make the strawberry fresh. This is a solution that has been developed for one of the largest retailers in Australia. And today, all the products, all the strawberries that you get right from the farm to fork is essentially using IoT systems, and that we track food freshness and reduce food wastage. It's again a significant impact that we have been able to do for strawberry as well as for lettuce. Okay. I could go to the next chart. Yeah, this is we built an energy solution called a clever energy solution. This is something which TCS ourselves did in India. For all our campuses, we decided that we will put together motion sensors and sensors by which we are able to capture what is the temperature in each and every location. And depending on the heat map of how many people are there in the each and every place location, we are able to alter temperature. This solution, after having implemented in TCS, we have now taken it also to other customers. This is a customer called Landmark Group, where we've implemented the clever energy solution. Significant reduction in energy consumption as well as improvement in sustainability. Can you go to the next one? This is a solution that we have built for a large top 5 global beverages company. It's all about farming and how can we make farming accessible to people using IoT sensors. And this is something which is implemented in India as well. And this won the UN award for this. Okay. It just simply uses soil health through reduction of chemical and water usage. And if there is a way by which we can convert all our mobile phones to IoT sensors, and we are able to pick data about soil and give that information back to a lab. The lab can actually look at how good the soil is and also help in whole farming. This solution is actually helped in that particular in the context. Today, we have had almost a 10% reduction in water usage, 420 tons of reduction in chemical use, and an improvement in the bottom line as well. So what we want to communicate is that sustainability can be done as long as we think through this properly and we are able to implement solutions. It can also increase your bottom line as well. It reduces your waste, it reduces energy consumption, as well as it also improves your profitability. So that's a quick update on some of the solutions. I'll be very glad to answer any questions that you may have or at a later stage as well. Go to the last chart. Oh, this is sorry. The last solution that we have, we built a energy. This is what we call the renewable energy certificate. This is going to be more and more common around the world. As we all produce energy in our own homes, there has to be a measure by which we take this energy from our own home and then sends the record to the national grid, and then essentially use this to create a renewable energy marketplace. Something that we've built in Singapore today for one of our customers. Again, it uses a simple blockchain and an IoT so that everybody across the blockchain can get access to the trading certificate immediately. So this is another solution that we have built. And if you can go to the last chart, Dale and I can give you an overview about some of the work that we have done in this in our sustainability initiative. Dale, you want to take this, Dale?
Yeah, I'll just keep it short on this slide. Thanks, Girish, for the great use cases there. So this is just some information about the 1M2M Sustainability Subcommittee. Here's the mailing list, as well as some examples of some of the work we're doing. So you can click on the links here offline and get a better idea of some of the things we're doing. We'd love to have folks join us. We meet on a monthly basis. Next meeting is in mid-July. And again, thanks to you for the time, and appreciate being here.
Thank you very much, Dale and Girish, for that very pithy presentation on the premise of how sustainability, how 1M2M is focusing on sustainability, and the examples, representative examples from various verticals on how IoT is actually helping us become more responsible citizens, socially and environmentally conscious, reducing our carbon footprint. So with that, we complete the formal presentations for today's sessions. And I would now